a pitcher, is this something you're in favor of or against?
Well, I think something like that wouldn't be a terrible idea, early in the season, throughout the regular season. But when you get into the postseason, I mean, there's so much riding on each pitch, and you don't want guys focused on the pitching clock just because they got to get up on the mound and throw a pitch because the clock is at zero. And we've had conversations about this as a team, and there's certain things you can't rush in this game. I think if we shave off, 2 or 3 minutes from a ball game, is it really going to matter that much? I don't know. I think the pace of the game is, it has gone pretty well. I think, obviously with the amount of pitching changes there are in the game, it slows things down a little bit. But I really think what's helped is having the clock in between innings. It really, keeps the pitcher conscious and aware of how much time we have to get out there, get our warm-up pitches in, and be ready for the next inning. So little things like that I think are okay. But once you get into the most meaningful games in the season, especially in October, I don't think you can have pitchers worrying about the clock and getting on the rubber quickly and trying to throw pitches just because the time ran out.
Is there anything that you're strongly against? Like, it's been thrown out there that, hey, what about all these defensive shifts? But a lot of people then counter saying, hey, that's just defenses and teams getting smarter. Or some of the other things like a lack of pitching changes for relievers. Is there something that you would say to Rob Manfred, no, don't touch that?
Well, I think one thing that's been thrown around that I've heard a lot of is the potential of an electronic strike zone. And that's something that I don't think many people realize, but that would really, really hurt the offense. Because if you look at that box, if there's an electronic strike zone, guys can pitch at the top of the zone, pretty much from start to finish, and hitters won't like that, I promise you. If we're able to get the calls at the up and away quadrant of the strike zone and the up and in quadrant, it's going to be really tough to hit. So that's something that would favor pitchers, but I think would really hurt the game.
They've already announced, haven't they, that they're going to raise the bottom of the strike zone next year, and you're a guy that pounds the bottom of the strike zone. How do you think that's going to affect you?
Well, I mean, I'll just throw it another inch or two higher. If that's what they do, then we'll have to deal with it. I don't know. If that's the direction they want to go, then we'll adjust. We'll make it work. But I think the bottom of the strike zone that's where it's been taught since we were little kids. And you're supposed to be aware and try and execute pitches at the bottom of the zone, because that's where you get your outs. I mean, if they want guys to hit more home runs or to score more runs, why don't they just tell us to throw underhand?
All right, and as we let you go, has the Ryan Lochte story come up at all in the clubhouse over the last couple days?
Yeah, we've talked about it. I mean, it's just a really strange situation. Especially when you're in a place like Rio, you don't really want to, be out and exploring too much and putting yourselves in compromising situations. I don't know all the details, but it just seems like an unfortunate situation for the guys that were involved. I saw that he got out of Rio quickly. That might show a little guilt on his side, but just really not a good situation for all the parties involved.
Jake, great stuff. We always so look forward to this. Thank you. We appreciate it. We'll talk next week.